Hi guys, welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody.
As you probably see by the title, it's not. I'm not going to say it's not a review. It's sort of a review. It's sort of a little bit. But you know, I like to try and help if you're looking for tools. You know, it's so hard getting set up and started nowadays with all these price rises and things like that.
Crazy,
so if I find something good, I like to tell you about it. Now, I was approached by a company, and I didn't chase them. I don't do that. By Find By Tool. It is Find By Tool. That's what it is. Not tools. Find By Tool company. And they asked me if I would like to review one of their chucks, and I said no, I wouldn't, because it's a 1/8 TPI, and I don't use 1/8 TPI. Yes, I do have thread adapters, so I could put one on and use it on here. But I don't like thread adapters, so I would never recommend it to someone to go and buy that chuck. If you got a 1/8 TPI, then that's fair enough. But I didn't want to do it. I said no. So they come back and said, well, would I be interested in looking at any of their turning tools? So I said, well, yes. You're not obviously not carbide, because I can't give you a review on carbide, because there's only one carbide that's worth buying, and you all know who that is, guys. So that wouldn't be any good for me to do. But so traditional tools, yes, because one thing I'm really worried about is the cost of tools nowadays. I said 2 years ago, these companies, you keep putting your prices up, you are going to be going out and you're going to be closing down, because people cannot afford the prices you're charging. I think it's getting ridiculous now. And they sent me some tools. Now, I know it's probably going to upset a few of you, but they sent me eight tools they've sent me. I've got them here. They come in these tubes. Okay, I haven't taken them out the tubes. Okay, they are in their tubes. This is how they come, and I'm going to open them up and look at them on here. Now, I'll just go through what they sent me, okay, for this video. Right, a roughing gouge, and this is
nicely sealed.
I think it does come out of here. Right, it's a shame actually, isn't it? For me personally, I'd rather don't give me a tube and knock me an extra couple of quid off, because I'm not going to keep the tube. Well, Lisa, hung it over there. I'll use it for something. Right, okay, a roughing gouge. Now, these tools, they're M2 Cryo HSS. So, cryogenic. If you have a look on their website, it'll tell you all about it. Now, we all know what cryo is. It's heated up to a high temperature, then cooled down to a real low temperature, sort of frozen the metal, and it causes carbides to form in the steel, which means it holds an edge a lot longer. I don't know all about it. I'm not really interested in it. What interests me is, does this do the job I want it to do? And if it does, I don't really care what the make of the steel is, but this is what you're getting. Holds an edge. They say 3 times longer. I don't know how you'd ever measure it, but that's what they say. So we're going to be seeing what these do. Now, straight out the box, this one, I can say it feels nice actually. It feels quite nicely balanced, which I always say a tool, if you put it on your finger at the ferrule, the handle should drop. Okay, that's where you hold a tool, is there, and it balances. That's perfect. Okay, a roughing gouge, yeah, it's probably got a slightly longer handle than I'd like, but that is actually fine. That's a fine handle for what you would do. I don't hold my handle down here, so that's a problem. I always hold up here, but anyway. Right, it's got obviously the traditional straight across grind. Okay, I'll measure it and see what degree it is. I know, now let me get it straight. I'm going to use these tools as they are first off. I know none of them are going to have a grind that's going to suit me. Okay, because I am very far. Right, what's that? Let's have a look. 40, so it's got a 40 degree bevel on it. Okay, pretty standard grind. Now they do feel sharp. Are they razor sharp? They're pretty sharp. I don't say they're razor sharp, but it's going to need probably a sharpen. So that's something, again, you've got to realise you've got to sharpen up. Now the interesting thing about these is, like I say, it is a cryogenic. They can't say it is if it isn't, so that's what you're getting. Now that tool, the roughing gouge, comes out off their website £38. Okay, now the equivalent and I don't like to do things equivalent and stuff, but we go for it because I had some of those tools anyway. The equivalent, which would be, it's in that one there, which is a crown one, okay, in cryo. So the equivalent crown is £93.
Oh, blimey.
So that's quite a difference, 38 to 93. And the equivalent of, if you said record power, is 69.99, so 70 quid. So £38 rough and gouge, sounds pretty good. And lovely ferrule. I like the way they do the ferrules, actually. It'd be nice to have ferrules made like that for my tools, but you know, the cost of it would just not be. It means the price has to go up and up and up, doesn't it, on your tools? So, but very nice on the ferrule. Yeah, nice handle. I don't know exactly what that wood is. It's a hardwood. It's probably ash. Looking at the grain, I'd say that's an ash handle that's been stained. So very nice, traditional handle, basically. Yeah. So right, that's number one, rough and gouge.
Got its place.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go number two. This is something I don't know what I'm going to bloody do with, really, in perfectly honest with you. But I know a lot of you use it, so I said yes, I wouldn't mind. I actually picked what tools I wanted and said that's what I would like to show people as what starters. But you probably guess what this is. Put that on there. Give that to Lisa. Bloody, I only got a bloody negative rake scraper. Look at that. What do you do with that? What do you do with a scraper? But the quality, again, this is cryo. So I'm not going to keep saying it. All the tools are cryo. Right, okay, nice steel. The thickness of that, nice and thick. And we've got a nice, it's a curved negative rake, okay, all sharpened up. And it's got a nice edge to it. So yeah, we'll have fun. We'll see what we do with that, won't we? We'll give it a go and we'll see what that's like. Okay. So again, very nice. Quality is absolutely fantastic. That one's going in that one furthest up because
the least.
It's not so much the least. Right now, a skew chisel. We all need a skew chisel. So we've got rough and gouge, a scraping
implement,
scraper, negative rate scraper, very, very nice. Nice chunky bit of steel, that.
Yeah, it's good.
Skew chisel. Now this, actually, when it come out of the box, see how sharp it is that it's been sent out. It had actually, in the box, it actually cut through, and the skew was actually sticking out the end. It actually cut through in transit. Sharp, yes. I'm not going to go on what angle it is that it's come with, but that looks a very usable skew. It's a nice thickness. Now, negative rate scraper, sorry, price wise, negative rate scraper, £54 for that. Nice chunky bit of steel. Now, I can't find one for Crown negative rake or record power, but Crown £55, record power 50 quid. So it's in the same sort of region of what you're going to be paying, but negative rakes are costing a lot more, so I think you'd be paying a lot more money for that than £54. So yeah, skew chisel £42, equivalent Crown 69, and record power 50 quid. So again, cheaper. Okay, you're saving quite a bit of money. Lovely the way it's been fitted in the ferrule, really nice. And I mean, I've been turning a long time. I've got a lot of tools, okay, by a lot of people. I can tell quality when I pick up a tool. I know whether it's a quality tool or not. And it's what I'm interested in, quality tool at affordable price for people, because we all know there's a lot of cheap tools going around. I talk about like these HSS you can buy off Temu and you'll get it, and it's really not worth it. It's just not good, okay? That's not good steel. You get them when you go to Newark or you go to Harrogate, you see them there on the £1.50 stall ones that sell all the cheap shit tools, and they have them on there, you know, they're sort of £10 or something. Don't bother with them, guys. Really don't bother with them. They're dangerous in the long run. Right, this very nice, very nicely finished bit of steel. Okay, it's been really finished nice, and the corners have been softened. They're not rounded, but they're softened, and that feels really nice actually. And that is sharp. Again, that is probably about the belt. The only thing I'd change, I'd probably have less of a slope on it, but we'll talk about that when we do on skew. So there you go, skew chisel. Now these all have a 12-inch. I'll measure it just to tell you and make absolutely sure. 12-inch handles. Okay, so these have all got a 12-inch handle on them, which is a pretty good standard size handle. Now, this is one I was actually quite interested in. Parting tool.
Ooh.
Right. Now, you know, I have my own parting tools that I use, but I do have quite a few. I don't have a parting tool like this. That one. Okay. Nice, thick, wide blade on that. It's 32 mil. It's an inch. It's 1.25 inches wide, so it's a 32 mil blade. But it's only, I think that's an 1/8. Yeah, it's only a 1/8 parting tool. Yeah, 1/8. It's only an eighth thickness. That's a really nice thin parting tool. That'd be nice. That slightly long handle for a parting tool. Only just my opinion. That's for me. But very nice. Yeah. Again, already sharp. So I look forward to it. Parting tool. £38. Okay. Now I haven't seen one like this on Crown or on any of the others, but a standard parting tool of Crown is £48 and Record Powers is £37.99, so £38, same price as this. But that, I think that's really nice. I like that. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. We've got a parting tool. Again, another tool you need a parting tool. Right, the next ones we've got are spindle gouge, bowl gouge. Right, spindle gouge. I'll go first. Got to be my favourite tools. My favourite tools of all. Right, let's return. Oh, sorry, let's return that as well. Right, so again, very nice, very nicely fitted in the ferrule there. Again, they are all the same. When you hold it there, it's, yep, that's what I want. I want that to hang. That I want it to be that. When I hold it there in my hand where I would turn, I want it to sit perfect. That's a well balanced tool. Okay, that's some thoughts gone into the balancing of that tool. It sits perfect. That's where I'm going to be holding that tool when I'm using it. I can't turn with a handle down here. You can't do your movements because, you know, a couple of mil at that end movement is like this much at this end. Okay, I want to be down here so I can get in and do stuff. The grind, okay, it's coming with, right, let me get this. Right, what have I got on this spindle gouge? Right, I've actually got 46, so 46. So there's probably done to be a 45, but it's got 46 degree bevel on it. The thing I'd say with that, I can straight away, looking at it, I can tell it's very quality, it's good quality, it's a nice tool. I can see that would cause a problem with turning, for spindle turning, okay? That grind, that's gone for, it's not exactly a fingernail grind, it's too rounded at the tip to make it a good spindle gouge. I will change that grind. When I get to use it, my equivalent tool would be, it's not that one, it would be a bigger one than that. I'd say my equivalent tool would be this one. There we go, we've got the same size tools. Okay, I will change that grind to have that rather than that. Okay, and I will put that on rather than that. And we'll go through how to change, but first off I'm going to use it straight out of the box and we're going to see what we can actually do with it, with that grind. That is no that is nothing against the tool. That is a simple thing of tool manufacturers tend to put a grind on that is probably the industry standard, okay? But we're going to use it and then we'll try something else. Again, sharp, I don't say, well, we'll see when we try it whether it's sharp enough to turn with. The other thing I was going to say, the roughing gouge, I will change that. I will use it as it is and show you what it's like if you want to use a grind, that type of grind. For me, the tool is absolutely fantastic. No matter where you buy a roughing gouge from, this is the grind you get. It is so outdated. I don't know why they go to so much trouble with improving the steels, improving tangs, and yet they still keep this crappy grind on the end because it's tradition. That was good 80 years ago, whenever spindle roughing gouges were first used. Not no more, not today, I'm sorry. But we'll go through that when we use it. Right. You've probably got turned off now and got bored anyway. Anyone still here, thank you for still being here.
Cheers for sticking with us.
Okay, but like I said, if you want to buy some sort of spindle gouge, 1/2 inch one, £42. Okay, crown will cost you 61, 39.99 from Record Power, but that won't be cryo. Okay, these are cryo. Right, 3/8 one. So I've got 1/2 inch and I've got 3/8. Okay, now it's actually it's the flute on the actual bar on here is 3/8 on their tools, and that's 1/2 inch the actual bar. So not the flute. We measure the flute here, don't we? So, but this is a 3/8 spindle gouge. Same grind on it. So basically the same as the other one. And we will give that a try. There we go. And I actually made this up to take these tools specifically. Right. Now we've got, I'll go for the big one first. Right, so 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Well, I'll give that to Lisa. Now, again, the quality, I can't knock the quality. You can feel it's a quality tool. You know, again, every tool has got that. And then as soon as I go there, you know, if I put my finger there, I don't want it to drop on the floor, but there you go, look, you can see. But as soon as I put my finger there, sort of middle, like that, look, there, okay, balance. That's what you want. You do not want a tool to be tip heavy, because the wood's pulling it down already. You want it to be balanced. And we'll talk about all that sort of stuff as when we're turning and doing stuff. Right, bevel, where's me doobry gone? Right, okay. Bevel. Now this comes. Let me get round there. Let me get that there. Doobry. Right, there I am. 45. That's got a 45-degree bevel on it. This one. Okay. 45-degree bevel, and it's sort of a fingernail grind. Yeah, I quite like that grind. That's a lot of a grind that you'd have. That will do you nicely for hollowing. Won't help you to get round the bottom of bowls. I think, like I said, if you want a bowl gouge for hollowing, go for a 50. 45 is a nice for outside of bowls, push cuts. Yeah, it's quite a nice grind actually. That's not too bad. Feels sharp, and we'll see how sharp it is when we start turning. Now bowl gouge. Now this is the one that really hits you, because £43 this, and I'll tell you now, the finish on the actual tool is really nice. You know, the equivalent crowns is £104. And the Record Power one, the equivalent is 65 quid, 64.99. Now, I don't like to knock people's tools, and I'm not really knocking. The crown ones are beautiful, but the finish was nowhere near compared to what this finish is. This is a really nice finish. So, again, very good, guys. And you can buy. I mean, this one is the 3/8, okay, and that's going by the bar. It's not the flute. This has got a 3/8 flute. It's got a 1/2 inch bar. Okay, this has got the 1/4 inch flute and the 3/8 bar. They're measured like the Americans do it, by the bar, not the flute. I don't know why we have to. I don't. That's all stupid, isn't it? Could all do the same thing. Now the 3/8 is £38. Okay, this is the 3/8 one. Let's take it out and have a look, because they're both bowl gouges, so we can do them both together, can't we? And cut down a little bit of time, because I know you're all pissed off already, aren't you? And bored and thinking, oh, it's going on so long. But you know, this is.
If you want.
This is. I'm not doing it to make it quicker or shorter. No. I'm trying to explain to you. Exactly. So same size handles. The actual handles are, yeah, that's slightly, very slightly thinner there, because it's got a thinner bar. So to keep the balance in the right place, it's actually been done. So no, actually, it's slightly heavier. It's the same. So no, there you go. We've got it there. But that's nice. You want that bit of weight here to counteract that. Exactly the same grind. Okay, it's got a little bit of foam on it. I say it's the first time I've taken them out of the packet. So yeah, pretty much that's the tiniest little bit longer. Same grind. So I think they're going to be very nice. Now the 3/8 bowl gouge, £38. Crown 85. Record power 49.99. So that's again those two for the price of the 3/8 from Crown. You buy the two of them. So saving you 100 over 100. Well, actually you're saving more than that, ain't you? Because that comes to 81. That's 85. So you're saving £108 for the two chisels. That's pretty good. So again, yeah, very nice quality. So I will see how they go. So there's my pinch and there's my 3/8. So okay guys, so at the moment I can say I think they feel like a lovely tool. They feel very nice still. I think that I know they're going to be good. I just know they're going to be good, and I'm really looking forward to doing some turning with them and showing you what they can do. The cost, that basically, I said what I'd have is a basic set. So you want a roughing gouge, you got to have one. Okay, it's a must-have roughing gouge, but we'll sort out about the grind on it, because not with the traditional grinds. It's you really, it's the difference between having pleasurable a pleasurable experience and a not so pleasurable. Most people that have stuck with this grind and used this sort of tool for many years would never know the difference. So it doesn't matter, because they've never had a pleasurable one. Once you do, you wouldn't want to go back, I'll tell you. And we'll sort that out and show you on that. And maybe they make the tool, so maybe they might consider doing a grind on there. When I will say they've asked, they wanted my opinion, my honest opinion of the tools, and said they'd like to, to work on that. So maybe we might get them to do a grind so it comes ready for you. You never know.
You never know.
Who knows? Right. The only one I'm going to have a bit of problem is sharpening the negatives. I don't have a platform for my sharpening system because I never use one. You know, guys, I don't use scrapers, so I never use a platform. And I will sharpen that on a platform. So I will probably make a platform up for this, or I might take it into my other workshop and sharpen it on the belt, because this is a flat grind. It doesn't need a hollow grind on a scraper. Scrapers, now again, scrapers best. I think scrapers are better sharpened on a belt rather than on a wheel, because you want that burr to raise. So I might do it on that. I have actually, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, but that's the only thing, sharpening that one. But I will sharpen it. I will use it against my ethics of turning. I will use it because I know it is. But yeah, so scraper, roughing gouge, parting tool, essential. Skew, not essential, but it's nice to have one and use it. Spindle gouge, must have. Bowl gouge if you need to. Bowl gouges, yes. So bowl gouges, spindle gouges, roughing gouge, parting tool, skew. That's the set I would say you need. You can turn anything with those chisels, okay? Obviously you're going to have to sort out an in-between grind that will do you for everything, but you've got to suit grinds that suit you, suit your way of turning. What suits me probably won't suit you. That grind might suit you, perfect for what turning you do, okay? I know a lot of people do use those grinds. There you go, but they wouldn't suit me, and we'll go through suiting the grind, doing the grinds when we do them. Okay, so that's that. I'm not going to turn with them now. I will do a video, and what I'm going to do is I'll probably do a video on a couple of tools, so the video won't be too long, and we'll go through, because I want to actually show how we're going to sharpen. So when you get it, now this is the thing I said, before you even think about buying those, you got to think first about what you're going to sharpen them on, because all those tools, although yes they do have an edge, but personally that's not sharp enough to straight away turn with, and they don't, not for me. Okay, that will do you for a few cuts, but even if it's sharp enough, and we'll see when we try them, I'm not going to sharpen them beforehand, I'm not going to do nothing to them, you have to take my word for it, I don't lie to you. I'm going to try it as it is and we'll see what it does. But even that, after, if you got half an hour of turning or an hour's turning out of it, you are going to have to sharpen it. and you're going to have to do that yourself. Okay, so you've got to think, what are you going to sharpen them on? How are you going to sharpen them? So that's another thing to think about. Now, the cost of these tools, but for what you'd buy from anywhere else, and don't go on to about the Temu stuff and all that. I'm talking about here what we've got available. What you'll save by buying these, you could buy yourself an actual grinding system, as in a grinder and the jigs to do it, or make your jigs. You're saving that much money. And to be honest, if I actually bought these, I would not be disappointed. Okay, if I bought the equivalent in other brand, I would be very disappointed, because I don't think the quality was up to what the cost of the tool is. If the cost was the same price, I'd be very happy, but for the cost that you pay for certain other tools, no, because you're not getting the quality out of it. So there you go, you're just getting overpriced. So I think, and it's a sad situation really, because in this country, you know, there's so much, we're not buying in this country no more, and you can't afford it now, and we're going to lose it all. And it's going online. If you're going online, well, if you're going to have it online and you're going to have it sent to you, you might as well buy it from a company that you can afford to buy it from.
Yeah.
That's my personal thinking, and I love it when these are coming out and they're getting quality stuff for a good price. Well, that's what I said about the chuck when I've done the chuck review. Quality for a good price. That's what matters. Right, so Lisa wants to do a couple of quick thank yous, guys.
Yeah. Want to say thank you to Samim Rizvi for the donation to the channel.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Samim.
Samim, thank you.
And Mike Stenner and Wood Cricket Designs for the Buy Me a Coffees.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, it is.
So, okay, we'll get some turning done with these on the next video, and I want to say a big thank you to Katrina from Find by Tool, who got in touch with me and asked me if I would do the review and things. So yeah, I'm really pleased actually. Thank you so much for the tools. They're very, very generous, very kind, and yeah, I'll do what I can and hopefully show what they help, and you know what they can do and how they can help people. And like I say, you save money, guys. It's all about saving a bit of money, isn't it, nowadays? And quality tools at a good price. That's the thing, and they seem like good quality. So there we go. Thank you once again, Katrina at Find by Tool. Thank you. Toodle pip, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.